dear students, welcome back to your favorite channel NEET World. This is Vasavi Ma'am, your biology educator. Yes. So students, once if we quickly recall, in the previous class we have understood about the process, okay, we have understood about the peristaltic movements which is going to take place in the esophagus, right my dear students, and we have learned in detail about the structure of the esophagus, okay. Yes. So in this today's particular session we are going to learn about the stomach, okay. So when we have learned about the esophagus, so it is going to show the continuous contractions and relaxations, okay. So the esophagus is lined by the esophageal sphincter muscles, right my dear students? Yes. So the esophageal sphincter muscles will help in continuous contractions and relaxations of the esophagus to transfer the food from the top to the bottom and to reach to the stomach. These movements are going to be continued, okay. Yes. So during the contractions and the relaxations, the masticated food is going to, okay, it is going to form a semi-solid ball-like structure that is called as the bolus, and it is going to be yes, whenever the esophageal sphincter muscles are going to be relaxed, at that time the bolus is going to be transferred, okay. At that time the bolus is going to move towards the next step of the esophagus, okay. Yes. So now we will understand about the stomach, okay. So how the food is going to reach to the stomach from the esophagus, okay, to the stomach. Yes. So look into this particular diagram my dear students. Yes. See, whenever the food, okay, so due to the esophageal sphincter muscles, continuous contractions and relaxations are going to take place, and due to this process only the bolus, okay, the bolus is going to be transferred to the stomach, okay. So when we have learned and when we have understood about the esophagus, it actually arises from the neck, okay. It is actually going to arise from the neck and it is going to be continued up to the chest region, right my dear students? Yes. So after the chest, the next widest and some largest part is stomach, okay. So it is the widest organ of the alimentary canal, okay. So it is the widest means it is going to have some large inner area, okay. So it is usually a muscular bag-like structure, okay. Yes. So now what the stomach is going to do and what functions it is going to perform? Yes, let's understand it. Yes. So majorly, okay, actually the stomach is going to receive the food, okay. It is going to receive the food from the food pipe, okay, from the food pipe in the sense from the esophagus. So usually the stomach is present in between the small intestine, yes, small intestine and the esophagus, yes, alimentary canal, okay. So one end will be the alimentary canal, okay, it is going to start here. Yes. So clear my dear students. So here, okay, in between the alimentary canal, okay, in between the esophagus, mouth, buccal cavity, okay, this all process is actually starting, these all are different compartments in the alimentary canal only, right my dear students. So the stomach is present in between, okay. So it is in the middle of the alimentary canal and the esophagus, everything, and the next one, it is going to end at the small intestine, okay. So whenever the food is going to be transferred from the esophagus to the stomach, later from the stomach where it is going to open, it is going to open to the another end that is called as the small intestine, okay. So now we are not going to learn about the small intestine, don't worry, just we are learning a short topic and introduction part about the stomach, okay, its functions and everything, okay. It is very easy to understand, just focus. Yes. So now we have understood how the food is going to travel up to here, okay. So we have understood the peristaltic movements and we have understood up to the esophagus. So now the next part, okay, what we need to study my dear students? Stomach, right. So look here, it receives the food from the food pipe at one end, okay. From one end will be the esophagus and from this one end it will receive the food, okay. Yes. So the food is coming from here, here the sphincter muscles are relaxed, again here they have contracted, and next one they have relaxed. When they have relaxed, all the food particles, all the food is going to be deposited and dumped into the stomach, Okay, so now here is the food. Okay, so from here it has to be transferred, it has to be travelled to reach to the another end, that is called as the small intestine. Yes. Okay, students. Yes. So now the inner lining of the stomach. Okay, so the inner lining of the stomach, what it is going to do? It is going to secrete the digestive juices. So the inner lining of the stomach is going to secrete the digestive juices. Okay, so the digestive juice secreted by the stomach is called as the gastric juice. Okay, it is also called as the HCl. Okay, so it contains the mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive enzymes. Okay, so actually it is going to, the inner lining of the stomach is going to release the mucus, it is going to release the gastric juice and some enzymes. Okay, so now we are going to look into the gastric juice, its enzymes, what actually it is going to secrete and what is the main role in the digestion process. So clear with these particular points, my dear students, it is very easy to understand. Okay, so it is the widest organ of the alimentary canal, in the sense from the starting point we have seen the esophagus is a long 25 centimeters length in nature. Okay, it is a long muscular tube which is straight. Okay, it is not coiled, it is straight. Okay, next we are learning about the stomach. Is the stomach is also a pipe like structure? No. Okay, it is a widest organ of the alimentary canal. Yes. So what it is going to do? It is going to receive the food. It is going to, stomach is going to receive the food from one end, and after receiving, where it is going to be transferred to the other end, that is called as the small intestine. Okay. So now the linings of the stomach will secrete the digestive juices, mucus and enzymes. Okay. So let us understand about this. Yes. So look into the functions of the stomach. Okay. First, the stomach is going to secrete the mucus. Okay, it will secrete the mucus like substance. Okay, so what it is going to do, in the sense, the mucus will protect the lining of the stomach from action of enzymes and acids. Okay, it is also going to secrete the gastric juice, and some enzymes are going to be secreted during the digestion process by different organs. So to protect from all the enzymes and all the acids, the mucus is going to protect. Okay, so the mucus is going to protect the stomach from all the different types of enzymes and the digestive acids. Okay, next, hydrochloric acid. Yes, so the stomach is going to secrete the HCl, hydrochloric acid. Okay, so what is the main function of the hydrochloric acid, my dear students? Okay, simply it is not going to be secreted. Okay, so it is going to have one important function. So it actually, the hydrochloric acid secreted from the stomach, it is going to kill the bacteria. Okay. Yes, it is going to kill the bacteria that enter the stomach along with the food. Okay, so all the food what we are going to eat, we cannot say that each and every food is free of microorganism. Okay, some tiny bacteria and some tiny microorganisms might be present on the food. Okay, so yes, so whenever the type of microorganisms are going to be there in the food, when we are going to eat, okay, so all the bacteria are going to be killed due to the release of hydrochloric acid from the stomach. Okay, yes. So next, digestive juice of the stomach. Okay, so these all are the important functions. Okay, you need to learn each and every function and you need to understand, my dear students. Yes, digestive juice of the stomach contains digestive enzymes. Okay, so which type of enzymes? Okay, we have said that it is going to secrete the mucus. Okay, mucus will help in the protection from other enzymes. Next one is, it is going to secrete the HCl. Its main role is to kill the bacteria which are going to enter into our body when we are going to eat some different types of food, right? So now we need to understand about the enzymes. Okay, so which type of enzymes the stomach is going to be secreted? Pepsin. Okay, so what is the main role of the pepsin, my dear students? From the starting class I have said you, okay, in the introduction class itself. So the pepsin is going to break, yes, it is going to cause the breakdown of proteins into simple substances called amino acids. Okay, so the proteins, carbohydrates and fats, all these are very complex in nature. So these all are the larger food substances and nutrients. So, to break these complex nutrients into the simpler substances, some different types of enzymes are involved. Okay. So, among that, pepsin is one type of an enzyme which is going to break complex nutrients, okay, like protein. Okay. The main function of the pepsin is just to break down the protein, okay, just to break down the larger substances of the protein into the simpler substances. Okay. After breakdown, the complex proteins are converted into what? Into simpler amino acids. Okay. After breakdown, it is going to be converted into the amino acids. So, now imagine this is the complex protein. Okay. So, now we need to break this protein. How we need to break this protein? By the involvement of the enzyme action. Okay. So, it wants some enzymes to break this. Okay. So, this is the enzyme. What is this enzyme, my dear students? Pepsin. Okay. Pepsin is acting on the proteins. Okay. Later it is converting into amino acids. Okay. Simple protein substances. Okay. Just to understand, I have made you this, my dear students. Yes. Next one, yes, partial digestion of the food occurs in the stomach. It means all the food whatever we are going to eat, okay, it is not going to be digested completely in the stomach, my dear students. Okay. So, all of you will think that the digestion is going to take place only in the stomach. Okay. So, it is wrong, because only partial digestion, okay, not complete digestion, only half of the food is going to be digested by the release of HCl, enzymes, many other things. Okay. Only partial digestion is going to take place, but the complete digestion is going to occur in the small intestine. Okay. So, already we have seen in the image clearly that it is going to have two ends. From one end it receives the food, and from the other end it is going to open to the small intestine. Okay. The other end of the stomach will open to the small intestine, where the complete digestion is going to take place, and that part is small intestine, right? Yes. So, when the food leaves the stomach, see here, when the food leaves the stomach, it means when the food is going to travel from the stomach to the other part. So, the nature of the food is, it is like a thick paste. Okay. It is like a very thin and fine paste like structure. Okay. So, after mastication it is going to form like a bolus. So, after that when it reaches the stomach, again it forms into paste like structure, and after that process where it is going to transfer, it is then moved to down to the small intestine, where most of the digestion takes place. Yes. So, clear with this particular concept, my dear students, it is very easy to understand. Yes. So, this is the stomach. Okay. Once again I am revising you, just to quickly understand. It is the stomach which is very widest organ of the alimentary canal. Okay. When we have seen the esophagus, it is very long straight muscular tube, but the stomach is the widest organ. Okay. It is present in between the two ends. Okay. One end is the alimentary canal, where we can find different parts like esophagus, mouth, buccal cavity, and next the other end of the stomach is the small intestine. Okay. So, now the linings of the stomach, okay, yes, just a minute. So, now the linings of the stomach, what it is going to do? It is going to secrete the mucus. Okay. So, these are the linings of the stomach which is going to secrete the mucus. So, the main function of the mucus is to prevent the stomach from damaging of the release of other enzymes and the digestive juices, right. So, next one, what we have understood, my dear students. So, the stomach is going to secrete which type of an enzyme? Pepsin. Okay. So, the pepsin is going to break down the complex proteins into simple proteins, that is called as amino acids. Okay. So, in the stomach, whether the complete digestion is going to take place or partial digestion. So, the answer will be only partial digestion. Okay. Only partial digestion is going to happen in the stomach. Okay. So, the remaining complete digestion process is going to take place in the small intestine. Yes. So, next what we have understood? Yes. So, these are the functions. Just now we have discussed the main function of the HCl is just to kill the bacteria. Okay. So, all the food whatever we are going to eat, we can't predict that it is free of microorganisms, but in some situations accidentally the microorganisms or some bacteria might be traveled into our body by the food that we are going to consume. Okay. So later what happens in the sense, the bacteria is going to be killed by the release of HCl from the stomach, and next one, when the food leaves the stomach, it is going to form like a thin paste like structure, and next it is going to be transferred to the small intestine where the complete digestion is going to takes place. Okay. Yes, clear with this particular concept. In the next upcoming session we are going to discuss about the functions of the small intestine, liver, pancreas, everything. Okay. So students, don't be bored, it is the lengthiest chapter and some easy topics. Okay. Each and everything is easy, we can understand, we can feel in our daily life also. Okay. So you can observe these few of the activities like chewing, mastication. Okay. So some things, some mechanisms we can observe externally. So don't get bored. Yes, meet you in the next upcoming session. Like, share and subscribe to NEET World.